I am back with a much anticipated, long awaited interview with Mr.
Tim Kardashian.
Who's Tim Kardashian?
Kanye East.
Oh, that's from Sweet Life on Deck when Woody said that his cousin was Kanye. When Cody thought Woody knew Kanye West, and Woody was like, "Yeah, I'm his cousin. I'm Kanye East."
I can confidently and proudly say that I've never seen an episode of Sweet Life on Deck.
Confidently and
I'm
proudly.
proud of
Why?
that.
That's a good show.
But I was far too old when that came out.
No.
I was watching Law and Order.
But I
at
watched
that time.
it in
Dun,
7th
dun.
grade.
7th grade?
Yeah. It's rated 17 and under. I was 14. No,
Okay.
13. Alright, so back to business. So since we last interviewed, a lot has happened, of course, with, of course, American Idol. I know you've answered a lot of questions about the show in other interviews, but just tell us about your experience in general, maybe something that you haven't said before.
Well, I don't think there's a lot that I haven't said before, but I will say, an elk just ran through the room. You know, I say a lot that it was like the worst fun that I ever had, because it was, you know, all at the same time a miserable and fantastic experience. I was always tired. I was sick almost the entire time. But I met, you know, some lifelong friends and all the cliche shit that I'm not supposed to say. Oh no, I said the S word. What are we gonna do?
Because you have followers who are younger.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Oh. Yeah, you mentioned you made a lot of friends. So who do you stay in touch with the most post-show? I know you have some stuff coming up with Tristan and that you talk to Trent still a lot, so.
I talk to Trent at least once a week.
Okay.
If not once every couple of days. I talk to Tristan a lot. I talk to Mackenzie enough for the fan fictions to keep happening, I guess. Most of the people I keep in touch with are people that were either like not showed a lot unfairly, or just kind of got eliminated a little too early for people to know. But I talked to a lot of people from Idol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to keep in touch with them, and you know, I hope to see you guys do a lot more shows together. You have them coming up with Tristan, and of course, I know you've said this in a couple other interviews, but as I mentioned before we started recording this, like, what are you doing?
Looking at you
I know,
with
but
my eyes.
No, I know, but this is a serious question.
I'm listening.
Then why are you making that
Please
face?
ask the question.
Okay, sorry. So, I know that you stay very true. Oh my gosh.
Why are you like this?
Because you're literally making me laugh.
Ask
Okay.
me the question.
Okay. So I know that you a thing that happens to a lot of.
I am looking at you.
You're going like this.
I can't help this.
Well, can you back me up? He's going like this.
Ava, ask the question.
He is. He is. Okay. So you really stayed true to yourself on.
Oh my good God. All right,
Stop.
maybe ask a couple of other questions and then we'll get back to that one.
Okay, you know, let's go
don't
into
have the
fan
gigs.
questions because those are funny.
Okay.
You know what you're doing, and I bet that every viewer on here is gonna back
I
me up.
don't know what I'm doing.
You do. Stop.
I guess I'm just so ugly. My face is hilarious.
No, it's not.
You're just gonna make me read
No,
them.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't. So I got so many fan questions. It's really hard to choose, but I kind of just did it randomly, so no one hate me. So I take it you're gonna be working on an album soon. This question is from Donnie_Haley. Which song, if you've started writing yet, are you most proud of? And is there any song by a particular artist that you wish you could claim as your own? Be like, that's my song.
I don't want to say specific songs that we've written right now because the list of the songs that are going to be on the album, either we kind of just want to either keep it a surprise or it's going to be changing, so I don't want to say anything yet. But I do really wish that I had written I Want to Get Better by Bleachers.
Oh, okay.
It's a good song. Also, Sugar Water by Danny Malone. That's a good one. I wish I wrote that.
And can you say anything about this? Oh my gosh, stop.
Can I say anything about
Probably not.
who are you
Can
collaborating
you talk
with?
about Will or no?
Who are you collaborating with on the album?
Is that up
Well.
in the air?
Well, I mean, like writing, we can say.
Okay, so I'm gonna say.
So I'm writing with my buddy William J. Balendorf, who's behind the camera.
Yeah, he's a wonderful videographer. If anything goes wrong, it's his fault.
I believe he's just videographer, not
What?
videographer.
Oops.
That's something you should have made it your business to know. And whether it's called a videographer or a videographer.
I usually say videographer, but I feel like it's
Sure you
easier
do.
for people to.
I believe you.
No, you don't.
Totally believe you.
Stop.
No, okay, let's go. I'm working with Will, obviously, and we're trying to get into contact with certain different people to do guest vocals, maybe guest instrumental parts on the record to spice it up.
Nice.
Features are the spice of music. Dalton Rapattoni 2016.
Stop Dalton 2016. Okay. So
I really want to keep all of those really uncomfortable moments in there.
I know maybe it's
Except-
because I don't have a mic. I feel like when I have a mic, I know when to start talking
Except
about.
the parts where I mentioned the bad things that you're gonna cut out.
Should I get the mic? Would it make
No.
you more comfortable?
No.
Okay. So this is funny because literally before we started this interview, we were talking about what questions you didn't like to be asked. So what is your least favorite question to be asked in an interview? What
That's
can
actually
you
a good
not
question.
stand?
I
know
like
that's
that
a good question.
Good on you,
From Kira.
Kira. The question that I dislike being asked the most is definitely what did the judges say that you're gonna take away from that experience? Or also, what was it like? Because that is so broad.
Yeah,
I have to fill in every single blank myself. I'm just good.
Is there
Yeah.
is there a reason why you don't like being asked about the judges, what you would take away?
Because I've been asked that in every single interview
Oh, okay.
since the show.
But it's not because you don't appreciate.
Well,
their
and also, no, it's not because I don't appreciate their input. It's because everything that they said was great.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of the thing, is that I didn't get too many all of the critiques that I got were about specific
Mm-hmm.
things. It was for the Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which ended up being the performance that sent me home. Their critique was that I should have raised it.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't something deep to take with me.
Yeah,
on
that's true.
my journey. It was just a specific thing. So it's just kind of a hard question to ask that you get asked a lot.
Mm-hmm. But I know that you've been able to, talk deeply with your followers, and since I've been following you for the past 5 years, I've seen that. But for your story on camera to millions of people.
So huge. I guess what kind of prompted me to be vulnerable and stuff is because I don't know, it's not comfortable to lie to people.
Mm-hmm.
I get squeamish when I try to lie to people. And I felt being on TV in front of 15 million people every week, I kind of had to do something worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I talked about my bipolar disorder and everything, and maybe if a parent watches the show, if that prompts them to maybe just take their kid to a doctor because maybe they see some similar things happening with them. If one kid got help because of it, it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. And I know that, between what I've seen on social media and stuff, it's definitely more than one person getting help from you. So we appreciate it very much.
Oh, stop.
Oh my goodness, I can see it. The nobody tattoo.
Yeah, I used to have to cover that
I
up.
love it. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it though.
We don't have to talk about that part.
What? We can't.
The covering it up, we don't have to talk
Oh,
about
I won't say it. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, for those who, follow you, they see you say #I'm nobody too a lot. How did you think of that phrase?
Well, I didn't think of it. It was an Emily Dickinson poem, and my grandmother actually was a huge fan of poetry, and she would write a lot of it herself. We found that poem, and to me it kind of just represents the idea that we as individual people don't matter, because as a human being on this planet Earth, I'm gonna live my life and then I'm gonna die, and then eventually everyone that ever knew me is gonna die, and then I will have never existed. But if you do something that you believe in, and if you can make any impact at all, it's kind of the only way that you can continue existing in the world after you're dead.
Well, I really
Shit.
like that.
2016.
What did you say?
Deep shit.
It is deep, and no, but it seriously is, and
Oh.
no, it is, and I appreciate it, and
Every deep thing that I ever say, I have to like follow it immediately with like some really douchey thing.
I know,
Because
so I don't know, like, I never know
Yeah,
when
you
you're
do.
being genuine or not. So, anyway, I think, too, if you're comfortable talking about this on camera, you were, saying how fame is kind of, are you comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always, like, I've always viewed, I've always wanted to make music, and I've always wanted as many people to listen to it as possible. But, like, I've always looked at, I'm not going to say that I'm famous, because I'm not famous. But, I've always felt like that, getting famous would be kind of an unfortunate side effect to making music. Because, like, I mean, that's never been why I was in it. And I think that if you are in it for that, you suck. And we can put that in there.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of saying that. But like if you're in it just to make the music that you want to make and try to decorate some people's time, then you're in it for the right reasons. But I've always thought that fame was kind of just like a side effect of the disease of musicianship. I shouldn't call it a disease, but it's what it is. You can't stop doing it.
So then what prompted you to go on American Idol knowing that there was you were going to naturally like become more famous just because more people are watching you? You're not just on YouTube and whatnot now. You are on national television.
Well, mostly the fact that, I had watched American Idol a lot when I was a kid. And I don't know, I kind of just wanted to say that I did it, like that I was a part of it. I didn't think that I would become as big of a part of it as I was. But like I knew the show was ending and I knew that people were going to look back on it and be like, that was really cool. And I just want to say like, I was part of that. I would have been fine being on 3 frames in the background. That did not happen, turns out. But, it's cool to be able to say that you were part of something that was that big.
And of the final season.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm doing a series just like for the alumni of the show. So you are
snap.
part of that.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, tell them I said hi. If they don't know who I am,
I'm
that's
sure
likely.
they know who you are.
It's weird because you don't think of yourself as alumni. You think of everyone else as that, and you're just like, oh, that's so cool. Like I saw Haley Reinhart last night.
Oh yeah.
And Blake Lewis was there as well.
Oh,
and like I knew Blake because we had talked in the finale, and I briefly talked to Haley in the top 24 because she was performing with my roommate Corey.
Oh, Corey.
And damn, yeah, no,
Memory.
but I didn't think she would remember me because I don't think of myself as a part of that, but she remembered me and it was cool. But yeah, it's cool that you're doing that.
No, thank you. So thank you for being a part of it, even though you had no idea you
I
were.
had no idea.
You
Welcome.
thought this was just another.
Welcome to Ava's American Idol Alumni Extravaganza.
Thank you. And it kicked off with Chris Daughtry, which was.
Oh,
really
it
cool.
did? You interviewed Chris?
Yeah.
Did you ask him about me?
I did.
What did he say?
Did you not see the interview?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I was so excited when Dalton and Lee made it to the top 10. I jumped up and down, but I had no idea they were recording me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw.
I did
But,
see that.
yeah, and that was the first album you ever owned, is that correct?
That is actually true. I've gotten asked that a lot because a lot of people are like, that story seems too, good for TV. It seems like it's too sentimental or whatever, but that is actually a true fact. The first CD that I ever physically owned was Chris Daughtry's, or just Daughtry's CD that he did after Idol.
Yeah,
That's 100% true.
Yeah, his song Home, it gets me every time. I literally have 87 of the songs on my phone.
Let me see your phone. If it's any more or less than 87,
Oh no.
I will rescind your privileges to use the word literally.
Oh goodness. Okay, go to artists and then Daughtry, or it might be under Chris still.
Daughtry? 57.
Oh.
57.
Okay, I knew
Not
it
allowed to
ended
use
in
the
a
word
7.
literally anymore.
I knew it was ended in
I
7.
knew it ended in 7.
It did.
Will's like this by the camera.
Movies. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? The Watchmen. The superhero movie. Really dark.
Superhero.
Everybody do yourself a favor and go watch The Watchmen. Unless you don't want to see, like, you know, there's boobies and wangs in it, and you can see them. So if you don't
So
want
it's
to look
rated
at that,
R.
yes, it's rated R. If you don't want to see that, don't.
But aren't some of your followers under 17?
Yeah, but I watched rated R movies before I was 17.
How did you get in?
Dude, the rating system is absolutely ridiculous.
But how did you get in?
Because I have my dad with me. Because my dad doesn't buy into that like super sensitive. Oh, we can't let our children see wieners. Oh no, Dalton! They're gonna get sick of the head.
Oh my god.
My dad didn't buy into that. So yeah, I watched rated R movies before, but I suggest even if you're 12, go watch The Watchmen, and you can leave all this in here. I'm serious.
Okay,
These are my real opinions.
Yeah, and plus everyone always prides our interviews on being funny, so
That is true.
we need funny content.
Hey, there's nothing funny about that. Go take your kids to porn theaters.
Oh my goodness, that's
Don't
not
do
a
that.
thing.
Don't do that. Yes, it is a thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Pee Wee Herman got arrested in one of them because he was doing something bad in it. Move along.
Wow.
I've 30
30?
seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch it to the
Yes,
next
you
one.
are.
Is that okay?
Yes. No. I think kids should see rated R.
I agree. I think it's sad that
My first I was 5 years old.
everyone is
The
shaming.
Last Samurai.
Everyone
I
is
cried when they chopped off Tom Cruise's hair.
I bet they did. I bet you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did.
So, just to wrap this interview up, because we're going to do a separate little segment for everyone for the fan questions, I want you to fill in the blank to this sentence, okay?
Okay.
I just want to say to all my nobodies, blank.
Damn.
That's it?
No, I want to say thanks. And wait, is it one word?
Oh, no, like, oh, you don't remember. Okay, so in our interview on March 8th of 2014,
Jesus H. Christ.
at the vault, it was like, I don't know, like 7:30, just kidding, I do not know the time. I'm like, is there anything else you'd like to say? And you're
She's like saying that. She's saying she doesn't know the time as if like that's the thing that's going to keep me from thinking she's weird.
oh.
Like you already know the date.
Yeah. I just want to say to all my nobodies, and then you like went off and said how you might not be on social media a lot and like all that stuff. So just
yeah.
to thank you, something sincere, you know.
Oh yeah, I just want to say, you know, thank you for all the support on Idol. We'll be making a record that I'm, you know, hoping that is the best thing that we've ever made. So, and I hope you guys like it, because if you don't, I didn't do my job right. So yeah, thank you for all the support. Don't do drugs unless they're a prescription.
Or over the counter.
Or over the counter.
Like Motrin or Advil.
Well, don't go crazy with it.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, you can just keep it rolling. Do you want me to, huh? You're gonna say something, I could tell.
No.
Oh.